Today I'm delighted to be joined by Invictus Energy's Managing Director, Scott McMillan. Scott, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Scott, tell me a little bit about you.
I come from a technical industry background. I started my career as a reservoir engineer in oil and gas in Botswana and coal seam gas before moving to Woodside and participating in the exploration, appraisal and development and production side of the business, mainly in the assets in Australia and Africa. And more recently at AWE, where I was the lead reservoir engineer for the Waitsia gas development, which is the largest onshore gas discovery in Australia for the last 40 years at around 1 TCF, before being bought out by Mitsui for around $600 million.
Tell me about Invictus Energy.
Invictus has been around for about 15 months since I brought in the Cabora Bassa project and we relaunched the company. Our primary asset is Special Grant 4571, located in Zimbabwe, and this is an area that Mobil previously explored in the early 90s. They spent around $30 million on a comprehensive exploration program. I was immediately attracted to this opportunity because a large gas target had already been identified by Mobil, coupled with this fantastic data set that they left behind, which we could apply new technology to and try and unlock.
What's it like for players like IVZ in Africa?
Africa is one of the frontiers that provides these high impact basin opening opportunities where companies can go in and make huge discoveries. You've seen transformational success from companies like Cosmos Energy, Tullow, Africa Oil, Afia, and Australia's Hardman Resources, which was acquired by Tullow after making some basin opening discoveries in Uganda, all go in overlooked basins that other people had written off and make these large substantial discoveries.
Scott, last week you met with the Zimbabwean Minister of Mines, Winston Chitando, here in Perth. What can you tell me about the work that you're doing with the Zimbabwean government?
We've been doing some very close work with the government to try and promote the oil and gas sector. Invictus is currently the only conventional oil and gas explorer in the country, and so we're helping the government along to make sure that the legislation is in place that will provide a stable and transparent fiscal and legal framework that will enable any discovery that we make to be developed as quickly as possible.
Tell me about the Cabora Bassa Basin and its importance of projects like this in Zimbabwe.
The Cabora Bassa project that we have is not only important for Zimbabwe, but for the general region as well. We've identified a number of markets that we can serve, including the regional gas market in South Africa, which is mostly dependent on gas imports from onshore Mozambique, as well as small-scale LNG that can be trucked into neighbouring regions, and finally gas to power, which is going to serve as a crucial factor in the energy mix in the rest of the region.
I understand you've had some exciting news this week. What can you tell me about IVZ's latest announcement?
We've had some very exciting news this week. We released an upgraded prospective resource estimate for our Special Grant 4571 license yesterday, and that's grown from 3.9 TCF to 9.25 TCF in total in what we've identified within the license so far. This includes an upgrade for the Imzarabani prospect, and that has grown from giant scale to elephant scale, so something we're very, very excited about.
So Scott, what can we expect next from Invictus?
Southern Africa is one of the industry hotspots at the moment from an exploration sense, and that's been evidenced by the very exciting discovery made off the coast of South Africa, a well called Brupado, which was discovered by Total earlier this year. That is estimated to be around 500 million to 1 billion barrels of oil equivalent, which is a similar size target to what we're chasing with Imzarabani. That well cost Total $150 million to drill, whereas Imzarabani we expect to cost around 15. So from a risk-reward point of view, we've managed to attract a significant amount of interest from the industry because of its low onshore cost. This comes at a very exciting time for us ahead of a planned farm-out program that we're launching to bring in a partner to participate in a basin opening high impact well.
Exciting times ahead for the team at Invictus. Scott, thanks for joining me today.